Oh, actually, no. I got one of my friends from my course last year actually went to me. I think feminism is a fascist institution. You're comparing me to Hitler, is what I said to him.
You know, a long time ago, I decided to travel the same open road that men travel. So I treat men exactly the way they've always treated women.
Westboro Baptist Church give Christians a bad name, terrorists give Muslims a bad name, and you get the radicalist feminists who give feminism a bad name.
The actual thing about radical feminism isn't man-hating, it isn't, it's saying we want equal rights for everyone to happen now, and we're going to get there. Whereas the difference is liberal feminism is, yeah, we're improving, it's all good, we're just going to wait for the next government and then try and get them to change it. Whereas it's more, it needs to happen now, which I personally agree with.
Feminism, by definition, is the belief that men and women should have equal rights and opportunities.
Well, I actually got involved, for instance, in the Feminist Society when it was initially created. I joined the Facebook group and then I saw this is the thing for me. Reason for that is I started following a movement called Everyday Sexism on Twitter and started reading the book by Laura Bates, and although it was gut-wrenching, I fell in love with it because it was such a powerful book and backed everything up. So it said sexism exists because of these 500 different accounts from different people, and that's what got me into it. And yeah, I'm a firm believer in equality, and my parents brought me up to respect people, so I believe that's kind of what feminism can stand for.
By definition, as Emma Watson said in the He for She speech, it is, well, it's basically equal rights for everyone. Whether you're male, female, or even the third gender or any other gender really, any sexuality, any colour, any religion, it doesn't matter. It's equal rights for everyone.
It's really simple to me, really. Feminism is the belief that men and women should be equal. A lot of people who don't quite understand feminism are like, oh, but what is a feminist? Can men be feminists? And it's very basic. It's like, do you believe that men and women should be equal? Yes, then you're a feminist.
The usual reaction I get is men can't be feminists. That's what I get a lot of the time. I actually had, when I was at Freshers Fair, I actually had a woman come up and shake my hand when she realised I was a man and a feminist. So it's more very extreme reactions like, wait, this doesn't make sense, this can't be right. It's kind of like, it's a surprise more than anything else. That's the usual reaction I get.
The good thing about, technology, social media, and particularly with Emma Watson's He for She speech, which I mentioned previously, it's starting to change. Everyone's still talking about it now, even men, that the term is becoming a lot more understanding, which is why I think that the UN for Women were very clever in choosing Emma Watson to be our ambassador.
And then in feminism we talk about everything which relates to feminism, so like equality or comedy or sexual assault, or we've also done one on Disney and the stereotypes of Disney. So for instance, like how there's the Disney princess and there's the Disney prince and how that's changed. So yeah, we talk about a lot of the ins and outs of feminism and how feminism and sexism can appear in pretty much most categories in the world.
We don't often talk about men being imprisoned by gender stereotypes, but I can see that they are, and that when they are free, things will change for women as a natural consequence.
There's this idea that people perpetuate that men always want sex, but they don't. And they don't always want it with everyone. So, when they get raped, people are like, oh, you're a man, you should enjoy it, this is what you like. And it's an example of how patriarchal views sort of affect men negatively as well. Like, for him to get upset and take on this female role is seen as a bad thing, because if he's associated even slightly with anything slightly effeminate, then he's automatically seen as less of a man, which is a bad thing apparently.
I just say I'm a feminist because I believe in equality. I believe in respect, I believe in fairness, and I believe that men and women are entitled to the same opportunities. I kind of say it's not about hating men, It's not about, you know, women empowerment. It's about
The good thing about, you know, technology, social media, and particularly with Emma Watson's He for She speech, which I mentioned previously, it's starting to change. Everyone's still talking about it now, even men, that the term is becoming a lot more understanding, which is why I think that the UN for Women were very clever in choosing Emma Watson to be their ambassador.
What's interesting though is obviously, you know, a lot of sexist men are like, oh, women's place is in the kitchen. But then as soon as, you know, cooking becomes professional and you talk about chefs, suddenly it's the man. Suddenly it's the man who's the head chef, because when there's money involved, when it's business and it's professional, then it's the man's territory.